I'm just going to give a little background. I remember Laci before she even started her business, a wonderful, wonderful young lady. It is a pleasure and honor to have been her business mentor through her startup, her establishment, her growth, moving from one studio to the next, and then also through these challenging times of COVID-19. So welcome, Laci. Thank you. I have a few questions here for you.
Okay.
The first question is, how did you get the idea or the inspiration to start Fit for Dance?
Yes. Hi, Delia. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I've been dancing for as long as I've been walking. Since I was in my mama's belly, I've been dancing. I love dance. It's always been something that's been really important to me. But I had a really stressful job. I was working in education. I was assistant principal of a school. I was working really long hours. I'd gained a lot of weight, and it was the only time in my life that I was not dancing. I had high cholesterol, high blood pressure, pre-diabetes, and I was in my 20s. And I knew, even though that was something that many of my family members had, I'm from the South, many of my family members had high blood pressure. They had the sugar. But I was too young to have those ailments, and I did not want medication. Also, my job was stressful, and that was also causing the high blood pressure and some of the other issues I was having. So I decided to dance again. I decided to take charge of my health and return to the thing I loved. Started dancing. I was able to work for an education nonprofit that allowed me to work from home. So I got to take a lot of different classes in Manhattan because I was working from home. But it took me an hour to get there, an hour for the class, an hour to get back. So it was a lot of time on the train, a lot of time traveling, and I wanted something that was in my community. For me, I wanted quality, affordable dance and fitness classes in my community. And so after taking several different classes, getting on Groupon and Living Social and any discount I could have, I was able to lose the weight by taking classes that I loved, and I wanted to do the same for my community. And so I entered the business plan competition, and
Power Up? Is that
Power Up. Yes, Power Up.
Shout out. I see some of you guys on here.
Yes. And that's how I met you. That's how I met the Women's Business Outreach Center. I chose you for my mentor, and you believed in my dream almost more than I did. And having that structure with the Power Up competition to complete my business plan really helped put things in motion and move forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much, my sister log. So Laci got sister logs too. So we're both sister log twins.
My sister, yes.
So next question, what was the aspect of starting your company, Fit for Dance, that surprised you the most?
The thing that surprised me the most was honestly that it was possible. I am from South Carolina. I'm from a small town. I've been in New York for 14 years now, but New York was always this dream, this scary place, this expensive place. Never thought that I'd be able to fulfill my passion and my purpose and have a dance studio. It just didn't seem real that I'd be able to afford the rent, that people would come, that people would love it, that we'd be in business for so long. So just really believing that it would happen, that was the most surprising, and that it would happen as quickly as it did after I put the business plan in place, after I submitted it, after I went through that process, that it would happen so quickly and that I would feel so supported.
That's awesome. I'm curious about this. What did you waste the most time on in the beginning of your business journey, entrepreneurial journey?
So, two things. The first was doubting myself. I wasted a lot of time doubting myself and not believing that the dream was possible, or that it would take so much longer, or that if I had challenges, that it wouldn't, I wouldn't have the resources or in place to be able to get me where I needed to be. So just doubting myself, wasted time. I felt like I wasted a lot of time with that. And then also wasting time with renovating spaces. Renovating spaces, working with dishonest contractors who take a lot of time. If you've ever remodeled a home or gotten your business together, you know that if you have the wrong contractors and the wrong construction workers, it could waste lots of time. And that was the one thing, the two things that I wasted the most time on: doubting myself and dishonest contractors.
With the contractors, I want to give a shout out to Box construction program. So for anyone in this room, if you guys are looking to do any type of construction for your business, we have a construction program working with minority construction owners. So feel free to send an email to Bach, and we, have so many Black-owned construction businesses that we work with. So on the flip side, what do you wish you could have spent more time doing?
Honestly, I wish I could have spent more time dancing. Even though I own a dance studio, being a business owner, especially having a commercial space, there are so many other things that you are dealing with. And being a small business owner, the operations, the marketing, and the advertising. And because I had a marketing and advertising background from college, I was doing all of those things myself. And then with the commercial space, you never know what's going to happen in your commercial space. You never know what's going to happen with the basement and the sewage pipes and the electricity and the air conditioning and the leaking from the apartments above, or anything that doesn't really have to do with what your business is about. um, there's all of those things that you have to deal with.
Awesome. This is a question that people are usually always curious about when they speak to business owners. How did you finance your business? How did you fund it?
Yeah, I raised money amongst my family and friends.
Oh,
I did lots of fundraisers, dance-a-thons to raise money. I did a GoFundMe campaign, and I did use my life savings
hmm,
to fund the business.
got it. Thank you. We're going to switch gears to COVID 19, completely put the world on hold and on pause in 2020, still now into 2021. Um, just thinking about all the lives that have been lost, the people that have been impacted, the businesses that have been impacted, and especially Black-owned businesses in the United States. I want to speak to you, or if you can speak to the crowd, because I've been with you through that journey. But how, and I hate to say how, but how did COVID-19 impact your business?
Yeah. So since March 16th, 2020, the physical location of the studio has been closed because group fitness classes are not allowed to take place even now. We were asked to close. And so we were not in our physical space. And it really prompted me to push forward and figure out how we were going to still serve the community virtually. Of course, we thought this would be maybe 2 weeks or 2 months, even. No one thought it would be for an entire year. And luckily, that week of COVID, we had recorded some of our classes. One of the students actually is a videographer and had come in and recorded some of the classes for us. So I was able to put those on a platform for people to rent. And then in that first week of being closed, did a lot of research about Zoom and the audio, and did a lot of test runs, and was able to get our dance schedule back up for 7 days a week like we had it before, still thinking it was only temporary. But then as time went on, making sure that the platform was situated for long term. And the students came, and they are still coming, and they come almost every day. And it's been truly a blessing. It's been motivating for me as well as the students, because it gives some bit of normalcy to the day. It's putting appointments in their calendar. They have appointments with themselves for their self-care, to dance and still be around that community of people that they love so much. Um, We've still been able to support the community through our charitable events. We've adopted schools for the holidays to provide toys, beauty basket drives for homeless shelters. So we've still been able to engage the community even though we're not in our physical space. And we've expanded on our virtual opportunities as well. So we have the classes that happen every day on Zoom, live from our instructors' living rooms, AKA their dance studios or their fitness centers. And then we record those, and some people subscribe to be able to watch those classes. And then we have an on-demand feature where people can rent or buy the videos as well. So COVID has affected us because we haven't been able to be in our physical space, but it's also allowed us to reach people all around the world, people who have moved since we've been in business. Some of my first clients who I had in 2015 and 2016 who moved to a different state, they're now able to join us online. People that have moved out of the country are now able to join us online. And so we're still able to be together and dance together and have fun together.
So let me ask you, what resources has Fit for Dance utilized in order to see them through COVID-19? Are there any federal, state, city resources that you've used?
Yes, we did receive the EIDL. I've applied for a lot of private grants. I feel like I was applying for college again, applying for so many grants and scholarships. We received a Facebook grant. They were doing a grant for Black-owned businesses. We received I Fund Women in Caress had a grant, and they also allowed me to raise some more money on their platform for my family and friends. And that was also how American Express found me for their 100 for 100 program. I've also been utilizing resources through Bach in the business program that we do weekly. That's been, extremely important for my mental health as well, and being around other business owners during this challenging time to support each other and feel motivated and inspired to keep going and keep growing.
That's awesome. And the program that Laci's referring to, we have an accountability group, which is hosted by a wonderful entrepreneur business owner, Barbara Roberts. And she has weekly sessions with a group of business owners. And were you able to get a PPP? Tell us
Yes,
about the
I
PPP
sure was.
process.
Yes, thanks to Bach, who anytime I need support or help, Bach is always there to hold my hand through the process and make it as seamless as possible. I know that, applying for grants and applying for loans can be, really challenging. It can be a stressful time, but Bach has always been there to make it seamless and make it easy. And even doing it virtually has been really helpful. And so I'm really grateful that I was able to get 2 PPP loans through Bach.
That's awesome. Excellent. So I have a final question for you, Laci. Thank you so much for your
Okay.
time. But I always find this question when I ask business owners and entrepreneurs very insightful. So if you could time travel back to day one of your startup and you had 30 seconds with your former self to communicate any lessons you've acquired with the intention of saving yourself from mistakes, mental anguish, and heartache, what would you tell yourself?
I would say continue to be genuine and authentic. Follow your path, follow your purpose. Don't doubt yourself. That fire inside of you that is telling you to open a dance studio, to serve your community, to save your sisters and your brothers and your children. Continue with that. Love the community, make time for the community, support the community, but also make time for yourself, make time for self-care, make time to love yourself. Don't overwork yourself, don't exhaust yourself to the point that you can't give. You want to make sure that your cup is not too full so that you can still give. And I would also tell myself, get a space that's already renovated. Stop renovating these spaces. Stop wasting time and money renovating spaces. I would definitely tell myself that.
Awesome. Laci, thank you so much. It was great having this discussion with you. Guys, Laci is at Fit for Dance. She is the 2020 SBA Young Entrepreneur of the she won the 2020 SBA Small Business Administration Young Entrepreneur Award. She's also B Corp certified. If you guys don't know what that is, Google it. An amazing certification. She actually got that certification with the assistance with Bach. I just remembered that. Laci, be sure to I see people asking for your information. So make sure you put it in. You can take her classes virtually. She has kids classes. Thank you again, Laci. I appreciate it.